Hola, hola, Bafito. I'm not waiting for anybody to prepare. Orlando Pirates did not wait for anybody to prepare before they released the big news that we are going to discuss today on today's Bucs Chat live stream. Laiti, Thursday night is how we do it every Thursday night. And we are back for another one. Bucs Chat live. And we've got a lot to discuss. Let me just discuss my starting formation. Right now, it's very chaos. It's very Mr. Coach. And it's very new marquee signing. Mr. Kamohelo. Karamba Chita. Machita Kalamata Fulelapo Wafetu. Away, what you was. What a day, gents. What a day, gents. What I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to go through today's topics. Yeah. And then after that, I'll just get some greetings. Just some greetings. And then after that, I'm going to go topic number one, and then I'll point out somebody. If when I'm busy explaining the topic, you already have something to say, just pick your hand up. I'll see you. Never fit. Away. And now I'm going to say hello to everybody that is tuning in. I know they are still coming in, still looking for their seats. You know, stadium is not easy just to find where you are sitting on the day. Yeah, Bafetu. Okay. Bucs Chat Live. We are here, Bafetu. We've got a lot to talk about. Like I said, here are the topics of the day. We have new signings, Bafetu. I want us to talk about the impact of these new signings. How do they affect the squad? Because they are not going into an empty squad. They are going into a squad that already has people there. And then after that, I'm going to say, so now with these new signings, have we done enough to challenge Sundowns for the league title? And then as we have signed so many people, even someone said today, on today's earlier stream on the Buccaneer Brief, they were like, hey, if we're going to sign so many people, we're going to have to let go of many people. So who do we let go of? And then the last one will be, are we willing to be patient with all these signings? I know it's nice and well to be excited, but are we going to be patient for everybody to gel? And then I have a bonus question. I will reveal that at the end. Away Bafetu. Greetings. How is everybody doing, Vandag?
Hola mapakane, mfethu ipakanye lengajabulanga namhlanje kahle kahle mela sitshele ukuthi usupportane eqinisweni because our chairman mfethu, look mfethu, all these signings we were expecting the Movele, we were linked here and there, but it's a whole different thing when the club does a wholesale mfethu announcement. Bar shapile ka master chef, bar shapaka 7 signing. Mfethu sijabule siyapha. People,
Mr. Chaos,
people. My brother.
How are you doing, Vandag?
Can't complain. Happy as always at the Happy People TV.
Yeah.
I cannot be sad. I'm not a glamour boy. I'm not a cheese boy. I'm a happy people.
Yeah, new signing. Another camo. We've got two camos here. Yeah.
Ezimnyama ngenkani. Esikamanje ebhule umhlaba kaMasipala ubhekisa phezulu ngenkani.
No.
Look, yeah. I'm happy to join the family, and I hope you know this is the start of the nothing but greatness. So I give a start at the topic. I want to just a brief intro on who I am. So Kikamukelo, and most people call me Mac. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here, my Bagania. Let's go.
Away, Mac. Yo, actually, we are supposed to be keeping this tradition, especially when you are new. You are supposed to tell us which player was the player that you saw and said, okay, I know everybody says I should support Bagania, but this guy is nice. I'm supporting this club. Who's that guy for you?
Generation, if it was generation, the old generation or even now.
Oh, when you were a boy and you were looking at black and white, you were like, this is my player. Oh, snap. That's quality. That's quality.
Bentley. I fell in love with Bentley because of like that European style. You know what I'm saying? Even the free kick guitar. Nobody could touch him when it came to like set pieces and Oh man, Danny Clay.
What a
The
player.
best touch I've seen in the PSL till
Come
today.
on.
Bruh, technical ability, Mr. Coach. How many times do we sing about Dane Clay and say,
What
"Eish"?
does it?
Yeah.
Five-time league champion.
In a row.
Six,
In a row.
5 in a row, you'll be 6 converts.
Yeah. No.
Nana precision, football IQ nearly sharp. Yes.
They don't make him like that anymore, gents. They don't make them like that anymore.
They don't.
Okay, but fair too. Like I said, I'm gonna say the topic. If you already have an idea of what to say, just put your hand up. I'll see you. If not, I will single you out. So single out. So we'll start with an easy one. We've made a bunch of signings. All 7 plus an 8th one was even linked by Lorenz Kohler. Not even Sokalatu, but Lorenz Kohler himself came out and said, done deal. So, Bafetu, we've got a big squad now. We've got a big squad, and we've got even a new coach. So, with all these people coming in all at once, Bafetu, how will they affect the squad? Let's talk about the impact of these new players coming, joining the old players, and gelling and everything. Luckily, we're doing it before preseason, but Mr. Chaos, I'll ask you, bro. Is it good? Is it fine that they're all coming at the same time? Would it have been better if it was one by one? How are they gonna affect the squad, bro?
Hey man, me the way I see it in terms of to answer us challenging the big competition, which is obvious, Cabo Yellow. I don't see it, man. Mara maybe get like one now on the field, because I cannot judge a player by not seeing his performance.
Okay.
And
okay.
also,
Anyway, Mara Chaos, I did look see Prayaga, right?
Exactly. But I can answer that. Ankere no badlalela Pagania. It's not just the club, badlalela Pagania. So performance level obvious 20 even up notch, no.
Yeah.
Just like your Mbatas, your Mbata, his performance at Pagania is incredible. Unlike when he was at Super Sport.
Hey, why can't you throw a yellow card for you? Mr. Chaos?
Incredible.
No, like
okay, I hear you. No, I think what he's saying is that Mbata ufikile and he got an opportunity to shine early one without having all these other people to compete against. Is that where you're going with this, or am I speaking for you?
Well, he actually upgraded because he also got a collab because squatting up for Maleda. So, so come on, my guy. It's Pagania.
Okay. I know Machita have a lot. I haven't spoken to you today. Let me just ask: with all these signings, Bona, Kwaiba, Mashilwane, and the rest, I feel like we've tackled every position except for keeper. So I want to know: does it raise the technical floor? Does it higher the technical ceiling? How, Corey? If Pirates was a 7 out of 10 last season, does it improve that? Just by looking at the names, fella? I get quality. I think it's quality. I think we added quality. I know, Mr. Mac.
I think. As far as the back post, Richard, Richard, we're gonna change somebody sharp age-wise, so he can push for maybe 4 or 5 more seasons. And also, Buthelezi, I think Buthelezi, yeah. So I think as far as
Plus Ronaldo, Coco Melon, and the keeper, Richard, yeah.
And then as far as the new signings, eight gonna go 1 8 number yes. Why signing the buy? Can I get whole squad the basic?
Bruh.
Say that again.
Now, that's
So
the
maybe
Pirates that I know
I'm
about
just
Fethu. Now,
I'm just thinking as a player there. I don't know what position I could be thinking of, but I'm just thinking. Oh, don't I have a contract? Did you not sign me? Yeah, I'm fit too.
I don't know. I'm a bench. I'll bench him, boo.
How?
khona omunye ubhuti kumele akhuphuka emahlenzini engimbize ngegama.
Mbize coach.
Khona omunye ubhuti kuzomela akhuphuke ara uphakamisa amasokisi or uyakhuphuka self kule ema-stepsini le yohlala nathi.
Ubani uye lombatha ne?
Angeke ngimbize ngegama kuba ngathi manje ngimfrostana uyabona mara sengiyazi khona omunye ubhuti. It's either uphakamisa amasokisi because we signed 2-8 machens. Nemtajela. We signed Mbule. Mbule, as soon as the doctor and the coach say match fit, stop.
Yeah. Hey,
Two spots left in the midfield. And I don't think Tito's going to struggle to start. Tito probably starts as well, depending on his relationship with the coach. Kosiksingi, I think between Nduli, the new signing, I'm only saying this because I assume Makaula's still injured. Once Makaula comes back later, his name is in the pot. So that's why I get it. Go 8 in the midfield, it's tight. And what I like about it, I think our players have become comfortable, Joe. Like the Pirates that I grew up on, say in the 2000s, maybe from 2010 Yakopele as well. You always knew Mfetura. Now I'm also guaranteed to Jala Brian. So that you think how you're getting comfortable, in your position. You must fight for it. And I like that. For the most important thing it does, first of all, it increases the intensity and the level in the training sessions. It's not what I think Buffet to go teaming the quality. Squad depth. Exactly. And look now about okay, now angab sharp vandag. Hey, background so it keeps everything at a very high level. I'm actually very it might make a few people uncomfortable, but we're not in the business of making players comfortable. We're in the business of challenging for things here. So let them all come, dog. Let them all come. Let everybody. Obviously, maybe we can question our chemistry or whatever the case may be. But now I still said our
going to take time.
Exactly. Our midfield and Vetu needed upgrades, for example.
Especially Mbule, he was an important signing. I feel like if they build that midfield around Mbule, because already for training we have Tito, and they were both playing Super Sport, so they pretty much came from the same development. So I think Bone Balababedi, they will have an influence, a positive influence, more really that Nkota, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and Kopele,
exactly.
It's a done deal, Kopele. It's like that midfield, James, that midfield, it makes sense now. It's like yo.
Yeah, selection. I think also importantly is that as much as we expect to have a number of players leaving, I don't want too many to leave in Fetu. Like 3-4 max. I think maybe someone like Ndlondo who I know
Ndlondo was struggling for a place in the squad before all of these signings in Fetu. Basically challenged. No, I hear you. So, Buffet, we are saying, it's an upgrade, this one. Okay, Fede, if we are saying that our squad...
One thing, I just want to, because you did ask what we raise. I think Mbule, Nduli, and I think maybe not Mutuma, but maybe Kwaiba as well. I'm still waiting. I haven't I'm not as negative as most Paganiers when it comes to Kwaiba. I think he really might be one of the players that raise the ceiling. And then Bombutuma, Bonemtajela, Bondaba, they raise the floor as well. So I think on both sides, we are an improved squad. Yeah, but go on, KP.
Yeah, no, I think I just wanted to raise Tabaea. Like I've seen this. The first example I can think of is Boma Chelsea. Chelsea have these summers where they just have 100 players in, 100 players out, and then you look at them play and you're like, didn't these guys just spend like 300 million? What's going on here, Karabajo? You know, so there's that thing. Yeah, I think maybe that goes with the patience one. I don't know if this is the right part of the show to talk about that. But yeah, I guess we can agree that yes, technical ceiling yona has been raised a lot, especially Haushebambule. That's a raise of the technical ceiling, and I think Mr. Coach Uchilo, like even at the striker position, just that one striker is enough to raise the floor, if you ask me. So I think we have gone up a notch just in terms of on paper. On paper, Orlando Pirates is a better team than it was yesterday. Yeah, fade. And then I think let me just before I move on to the next topic, let's talk about this wonder kid from Mali. Yesterday when we were talking about it, Mr. Coach, go briefing. It seemed like it's just a link. Now he's coming with that whole 7. It's just that they didn't name him as part of the 8 because Afika at the same time as Bonago Chiming, but they are all together. We Wonder Kid is a 6, is an 8. We searched on Fort Mob and so far score. We didn't get enough. But if he was that sought after and we are not putting him on loan, it means we probably got to use him. What do you feel about that, Mr. Coach?
Okay, I'll take it. First of all, Mfethu, okay, last season, apart from many things, we were lacking in the 6 dog. We were lacking, and to add insult to injury, we lost Tim. I was never okay with the way Tim was sidelined, but it's okay. At least them local loads, you know. So first of all, I think, let's just say hypothetically, Nduli replaces Tim because they're very similar profile. Although he played more games, but they're very similar profiles. So we have bridged that gap, but we still needed a 6 that can take over after Makaola. And I feel like between Mariko and Nduli, they can do something together there. Remember, we still do have Slepe there as well. So now we have 4 6s. Yeah. I think maybe 3 of them can compete for a starting place. And another 1 or 2 can also, rotate. Makaola should not be playing 90 minutes this season. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason whatsoever. We have enough players to help him out. And I even think he should be a squad player. So to add what you're saying, I saw more to Mariko, but I'm honestly from a Paganeba morning, some of us have done some scouting, and everybody seems impressed. Apparently, he's a very good ball player. Apparently, he's a very strong kid. He looks small, but it looks like he's a very strong kid. So, as far as I'm concerned, Mfethu, he might even be a ceiling raiser. I did say in the brief earlier on, when it comes to foreign players, I worry about a few things, like them adjusting to the culture of Pirates, and I don't know how far his English can take him. So, if those things were to work in his favor, I think it's a great signing. It's going to help us. It's going to help elevate us. And again, Mfano that Lego CAF Champions League, they might not have done great, but this coming season, and he's going to play players going to be able to help us in that regard. Win the league. Now I want players who know how to win the league in my squad, and the fact that I don't care if it was in a different league, but he knows what a league-winning team looks like. So those little small intangibles for me are going to make a huge difference. So I think. Obviously, Clamona grand, but I am on paper. I'm very happy with that signing.
That's
true, and plus you did mention this morning, Jorge, because the coach speaks French, his adjustment period will be cut down at least. Yeah, but fit. All right, no problem. Let me go through the comments. Hey, please do not use any profanity in the comments. I just felt like saying that. Anyway. Mazwenkosi comes through and says, Orlando Pirates #1, wondering what belief this is weird. Season really question about coach say, because this is weird English, guys. Yeah, I'll try to decipher that one later. Dautuna dintangda mfethu. He comes through and says, Halala tento. We have been challenging Sundowns for a while now, and with these new signings, nothing is going to challenge us until others come to the party, as well as it is us versus the world now. I don't know if he's putting us in Sundowns' position already, or putting us above Fede. And then he's like, as for exits, I think Radio Man will go and Gilberto. Yeah, he will. Yeah. Yo, you think Radio Man will go on another loan? Yeah, Fede. And then he's like, Ndlondo, Musela, Otadisa, Libito. I don't know if they're going to play. And then he's like, for Zakes, everything seems sketchy. Zakes apparently is fit now. So let's see if he's going to be a part of that scheme that needs to, fight for places. Sharp. Innocent, I'm proud of my team. Well, he says, I'm proud of my team member. Now I can say we have depth. You are right, Innocent. Sure. And then Usi Spiwe is like, I see a trophy winning season against Spiwe. I want to say that, but I know I'm a Pagane are going to tell me what trophy you're talking about, because only one trophy matters these days. But I'll leave that in the back burner. So the next thing that we must tackle, Van Dijk, with these signings, this new coach and everything we have done so far, have we done enough to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns? I will ask Mac to be the first one.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think we have a chance to have a good show, because number one, Bafile, this coach, the signing Sanari Bata, basically. He fancied Mbule as Mbule, but like they never had the financial muscle to reel Mbule in. And also, this is Pirates, but this is Orlando Pirates, clapping cool, and the players they want to understand, especially. I love Mbule. He odala Dolongwen, Kazombelo, blind. So I really think Lenny, he also has a point to prove. Not only to us, but to the whole country. I'm raising my hand, get look at the space go the squad, because he has to go AFCON now and raise his value as a player. I really think we brought in enough resources to put in a good fight. I'm not saying we go challenge Sundowns, because Kanabata got experience go World Cup, so never tell a little Dortmund. So of course the level
they won our hearts, FC.
level more on there. I wouldn't say Ridova challenger, but I think Ridova for a run for their money. It's like imagine the reload level on there. I think Habilo Rebeza 80 Knicks. Yeah, at least we ma 2-1 there's the scoreline. But I really think Renali a good manpower. You have good players. And also thinking a shift for Orlando Pirates, because there's really two players for every position. We have at least two players for every position. It's like Man City, So get that Man City Liverpool rivalry in 2018. So we are really going to enjoy Pirates this season. And I have a good feeling. I think we will enjoy our club this season.
Okay. The way you're making it sounds like we'll only know the winner of the league. Maybe April, so I don't know. Mr. Coach, are we challenging Sundowns? And if we are challenging, I think let's also nuance it by saying Reba Challenger head to head, Kapa Reba Challenger for the league, Kapa Reba Challenger for careful. How are we challenging Sundowns, and are we challenging Sundowns?
I think first of all, and I think this is going to be a very important thing mentally, which again, I think Mbule will help us in that regard. First of all, we need to take 6 points from Sundowns before we even start talking about challenging from the league. So 100 cover 6 points. That's a bit 6 points from Sundowns from before, if I'm not mistaken. And, okay, last season it was a stalemate because we beat them and they beat us, but at least we must take away 4 points away from them. 3 points against Scotini and a point go Marawa started. At least we know we'll be going somewhere. And furthermore, I think we can challenge, bro. I think we're almost there. When I look at the squad, I think we're one player. Honestly, in my opinion, I think we are one player. But now, I really don't expect to see Mfukeng as a Pirates player next season. And
why, coach? Can I ask why, coach?
Because Mfokeng has proven his point in the PSL. He's the best South African. Not that I don't expect to see him fail. I don't want to see him in the PSL next season. He's too good, bro.
No, but I think it's too early. I think it's too early. Usambana fragile. This is just me thinking. Okay, no, he's still fragile. He's not ready for a move overseas.
I disagree because he proved this point on the continent. He was the best young player in the CAF Champions League, without question. I don't know what else a player needs to prove before he proves he's ready. Cream left. When Cream left, I believe he was at the same level as Mofokeng, and he was a little bit older. So I think Mofokeng is definitely ready for two. I hope. Okay, Ndaba Tamala is an 18 player now. He's saying a little bit too much, and I think he needs to calm down a little bit. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I still think Mfokeng Tamela Vaya. And because Mfokeng Tamela Vaya, we need another player. I mean, you can't say you want a player of his stature because they're so far in general. That's generational talent. But you know, at the risk of being a broken record, there's one guy in the PSL that can make us look Mfokeng with smiles on our faces, and not shed a tear. And that man's name is Ozuna Police. I think if we get, I can't think of another player in the PSL. Okay, Mahalwa also could have done a job, but I think he's
you are getting ahead of yourself, Mr. Coach.
No, I'm talking about the whole challenge thing. What's me?
Okay, sharp feed.
We are almost there, Bragg. Almost there, but we are one player away from challenging. And if we get that player, for me, we can even start talking about being the favorites for the league.
Mr. Chaos.
Man,
are we challenging Sundowns? If we are challenging them, how are we challenging them?
In terms of challenge, you're not like all you guys have in your head, Vele. Like Meg said and coach said, but me, I'm just glad that the coach has a headache, more benching. No, I want. Yeah. Like when he turns to the bench, I'm just glad that when he looks, he's like, yo, Kokenya man. So that adds on to challenge Vele. Because last season, Vele, I did not see that headache as much as this season is gonna work out for the coach. True. If Jose was also still here, he was also going to have a headache on the bench. Heavy headache. So, like, for me, in terms of challenge, like, it's not there yet. Mara, so there is a challenge, yes. Mara, how coach Abua so come Fukeng, hey, I gave on.
Okay. No. I hear you.
And so I must mention just one more thing. We do have we're one player away from the squad being able to challenge, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the coach can challenge in his first season. I don't want to lie, bro.
Okay.
I don't know if the coach can do it in his first season. I think we needed a coach with pedigree for me to say, sure. You know, he's gonna have to do something up his sleeve, maybe. Maybe he's got it in him. But I think if we fall short, it might be because the coach is still in his first season, and assuming we get the player, yeah.
True.
Okay. Well, gents, so I think, in my opinion, are we going to? I think, you know what, gents. I think this is going to lie on the coach whether he wants to instill a philosophy and not change anything until he gets that right, or if he's like, you know what, these people have money. I'm just a coach here. I'm not a big money signing. If it's a tournament, I'm going for the finale. I'm not going to worry myself for the Sundowns in the league. So it's going to lie with him whether he wants to build something and sacrifice a cup for that something that he's building, or if he's going to go, straight for the tournaments. And so in terms of challenging, it depends on what he wants to challenge for, actually, because I think we do have the players to win all the trophies except for the league and the CAF, if you ask me. I think we have what it takes. We have the players. They are there. It's going to be up to him and obviously up to Zaba too. So yeah, no, I think I like that one. If nobody has anything to add on that, I want to go on to the next question, and the next question will be, alright, Fed, influx, it's Exodus, Kamile, in this Exodus, who are you willing to let go of, Mr. Chaos? I think you can name 2 or 3 people that you can be like, you know what, 8 people in. Let me actually give a number. 3 players that you are willing to let go of.
Ish. It's a hard one, my man, because all these players are good for me. But if I had to let go, Ndlondlo, who else hasn't left? Ndlondlo, I would let go. And like the midfield. The midfield.
Okay, wait. I think I can nuance this. A defender, a midfield, and a striker or an attacker. One defender, one midfielder, one attacker. Who would you let go? Yeah.
Okay, let's go attacking radio man, very much so. In the middle, Ndlondlo, and then Komrao.
Captain, my captain. Tapelo.
Come on. I mean, come on.
Maravele. Hey, Maravele.
Marambe. Oh, wait, Mr. Coach, it would be nice if you had to try and pick somebody that hasn't been picked before. Oh, let's go, Mr. Coach.
My Kogi is the only one at the back that.
Pick another one, Mr. Coach. Pick another one, Mr. Coach.
No, we need depth. I can't just release players. He's the only one on shoot this down. And you know, I'm shooting so thank you for your service, Tapelo Kogi.
Sure.
In the midfield, I mean, if you insist on Kakatan Ndlondlo, I think Mosela will struggle. I would like to keep him, but I think he'll struggle, honestly. I don't see him getting game time. I really would like to keep him, but yeah, I don't see it happening for him like that. And then the front three, thank you for your service, Saling, but it's fine, bro.
Sure.
It's fine.
Mr. Mac.
I would say Shandu must go. And then in the middle, Ndlondlo. Oh, should I get pick
No. Think of another one. Hey, you keep quiet, coach. Think of another one.
Because Renalim Bule, I think Makaula Aganatama. Because of age, he's old. He's really doesn't have the legs anymore. And then up front, Saling, gents. Hey, Saling the problem. Saling le kanakimang radio man. Yeah, radio man. Because Rishabu Gati who as a third strike option, and then Lepas, gents. Naiwan Lepas to be like our stud number 9 because. Ntonele na le power ntonele itu go ile na di goal mo maotong a so
true
na le pasa go pele resharp so that's Saling Makaula Ndlondlo I mean Shandu you took my player there with Shandu. You took my player with Shandu.
I think name your players, then we'll see.
Okay, feed. Yeah, okay, feed Shandu too. Please, Shandu. In the midfield now, obviously Ndlondlo. If not Ndlondlo, Mosele. If not Mosele, the next on the chopping board is unfortunately Kim Vidi. And then, Kopeli, number 1, obviously, Saling. Thank you very much for your services, Ntate Munapuli. Yeah, sharp. But if I had to...
Saling crossed the line, bro. Pirates Khalil Ding, Pirates Braga. Before, now, and apparently, left, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know what? We love them, dog. But apparently the feeling is not mutual and it's so it's fine.
And besides that, actually, I'll get rid of... I've stopped dreaming about the radio, man. So, yeah, it would have to be...
Me too.
It would have to be the radio man, Mfethu. It would have to be the radio
killing
man.
the prospect. Killing the prospect. The prospect, man.
Oh, rah.
Okay. You guys are right about radio man, ne? Nah, but I have a problem with injury-prone players. And I said, I love Zakes and Fit, but I remember Zakes with Ningo Pirates, and ever since then, he's only played maybe one complete season. And it's always a long-term injury, which takes me to the right back. I know you guys are saying Shandu. Shandu is not our best right back. Like Hanene.
Yes.
Okay. No.
And then we let go of Munyane. So for me, we need a player. The best ability is availability, my chance. And at the end of the day, we're gonna need these players to be available to come in and play. Right back, Munyane type of thing. So I think we need to manage this injury-prone players a little bit, and that's why I get it for that reason. I would kind of keep Shandu. Libito is probably a better player, but I can't say about Lord how many minutes I can actually get from him as a player. So same thing for me goes for Zakes and Fitz. I think he's a great striker, but is he going to be available to play?
True. True. Let me hear what Amapaganea think then. So Innocent comes through and says, hey, remember, players need to work harder in the middle of the field because competition, it's part of the game. I agree. Dauduna, I agree with coach. Even if he starts the season, I don't see him finishing it. And then Piwe comes through and says, Mfuken can go, but the question is where? And is he ready to survive on his own, away from home? Our players fail abroad because of being spoiled at home. Or being spoiled and being homesick. Fade. And then Mobi comes through and says, how many players did Bucs sign at the beginning of last season? That's a question. Snezo's like, if Saleng is still here, everything is resolved. Even without Mufukeng, we'll make it. I get that one. And then Tautona says, perfect. Let us put Buthelezi under the radar. I'm question. I understand. I'm fit too. And then on the poll, 30 votes in. The question is, with these signings, will we survive without Mufukeng? And hey, I'm a positive, man. That's 70% yes, we will survive. And 30% no, we won't survive. That is actually, that's optimistic. That is pretty optimistic. Really. Guys, how many players did we sign at the beginning of last season?
Mbata had not been. I think it was 3 because Mbata had not been signed, so he became an official signing. The other one was Rasiboja, and then was the third. Lilibito was a loan as well, so he ended up being and our
Gilberto.
That guy's not coming back, my friends.
Nah.
Coming back.
That's why even later you wonder kid. I get not confidence in when because I gonna like African players.
Yeah, true.
Let's have a short conversation about Gilberto. I don't know who agreed for that loan. I think Bam Kawati did Buffett because honestly, just before he left, Gilberto was coming into himself, bro.
He was coming in.
He
was becoming something. I think Jose played last season. That's 11 and his bench. If you're not part of those players, would sank him so I would actually maybe I'm Gaya chance maybe another 6 months before try to cut our losses. It's like Kim Reed didn't get minutes, né? And I think with a new coach, he deserves a clean slate because
he deserves to play Kim Reed quality.
Nakere Harika tola the foreign players out channel Sundowns. Hey, foreign exchangers Sundowns expensive.
I never but this man was 63 million. 63 million is not next. Aye.
Most expensive substitute.
You know what? It's easy to envy Sundowns' acquisition system, but if you really think about it, it doesn't actually like strike like that. It's not always successful.
But top notch.
Nelebuka esquivela. Utsaba chezi fela. Also on mo ground.
Dude, exotic name inyana but sign man.
Okay, he was alone. Lucas Suarez. I would not wish that on anybody.
So, I
think we don't need to envy this foreign thing here too much. Maybe we hear it. I mean, every now and then they get a Jaden Adams and a Ribeiro Costa, but they go through a lot of money before they find the kind of person.
True.
I think, they can keep it.
Okay, so Ish, no, but I mean, it's all well and good being excited about signings, but how are we going to feel if they don't hit the ground running same time? Because everybody is new. I've got this question, like I said at the beginning of the show, are we willing to be patient? But as we are speaking now, I think I also want to add in there, with that said, now you'll give your answer and whatever, but there's two things that you can do as a higher up management. You can either get a coach, give him a budget, get the signings, and then it's up to him, and at least he can't say anything because those are the players that he asked for. Wangtol. Sharp, that's one way of running a club. The other way is how we've done it right now. And also, if you think about it, Jose didn't put in a lot of players last season because he was already in his third season and he had already basically decided his team. So I don't know, my gents, is this one of those long-term, short-term pain, long-term gain type of things? Because we're basically saying we're going to sign players and you, coach, you better make this work. If not, we're going to replace you. So I don't care what philosophy you use, just win, bro.
Yeah.
So we want to philosophy / are we as fans willing to be patient? Let me ask you, Chaos put his hand up.
We are not patient at all. It's not patient. Come on. My 2000 league, Joe. Bro, we are looking for that type of, like I said to you on the last one, bro. Like that FIFA World Cup status, bro. Like I need players. I need a top-notch coach. I am not patient. We are not patient. We are not. Thank you, Jose, for winning the cups, but we are not patient. And new coach, it's up to you, my guy. It's up to you.
Rinse and repeat if he fails.
If he fails.
Yeah. Oh, I'm rinse or I'm repeat or lato umung because you already got the players. You can't change the players.
And getting like.
Or do you give him time?
Not patient. Not patient.
Okay. Sharp. Mr. Coach, I can see you've got a lot on your mind. I'll leave you for last. Meg, patience, philosophy.
I think because Okride what he needed as far as his key player, he will build whatever squad Satleving has to build around him. So I think we will look at his own philosophy, but I don't think we have the patience for it to settle. You know what I mean? Because Ronaldo, we really want that FIFA World Cup because game Sundowns. Imagine even in the Paris.
Miami, dude.
It would have been nice. So I think I'm not patient. In that basic, personally, I'm not patient. I need him to hit the ground running because feel all the tools and all the resources.
All eyes on him.
Yeah, so at this point, plus this, I think will prove a point, a certain point where I want to cement. It's like Jose Honata. We all call him a plumber because there's some understanding, but he wanted to prove a certain point. So I want to show these guys so I can actually become a coach. So he has until until next year January. Yeah, until next year January was what. And if nothing is happening, I'm magahabe.
Yeah, and by then I think Black Label final thing in Buffett usually during the season. So by then he will have had a couple of cups to prove himself. Né? I know, I feel
exactly.
Because the test match out, the Black Label Cup or the Sundowns, the test matches out.
So le MTN, yeah, very. Mr. Coach, we know you be.
I'm fit to make we be the white prime and like Machita Bafit. As far as I'm concerned, if I were him, I would sacrifice MTN to calling Black Label, because if I have to clap my hands for Sundowns in May next season, that man better go. He better be shown the door, bro. I none project no dog. Fitu, diamond bam kaile everything. Dog bam kaile lobster, bam kaile rib eye, bam kaile tenderloin, bam kaile wagyu. He's got all the ingredients, bro. You better dish up. There's no excuse. Like I'm saying, if it feels like I'm a new person, I have to get things working, then you better figure it out during the MTN8. Because in the league, I can compromise it.
Yeah,
and the way it's true, because they're also giving him a preseason with all these signings. With all these signings, he's also going to have a preseason. So I guess the patience lies with the coach, or the lack of patience, not with the players. The players have proved themselves, not the coach.
Apart from proving themselves in Fetu, Dr. Koza, I hope they're not Chilo Praga in the meeting or Fetu. Begale roster Praga. Now I'm a player. So, ang funny 40 play season or whilst I win a league.
Yes.
Funny any explanations. You better deliver.
And in terms of performance, they cannot down their performance, because last season we watched the Pirates. We've never watched in a long time.
Yeah,
come on, 6 games in a row in the league.
If I were him, the thing is, if I were him, yes, in fact, we like enterprising football in the PSL. All the Pirates, our culture and everything. If it's you beg, borrow, or steal, win at all costs, pragmatic if you must. If there's a match that requires a helicopter or two, if that match calls for a helicopter or two, send it in, brother. Make sure you win the game, because you drop points in the league in the first 4 games, it's over.
Yeah, true.
The league is actually over like that. So, yeah, I'm fit to.
And you know what's funny, gents?
I just hope he does.
Sundowns has not done what we just did today. It's one of those, in a game, in a tactical game, there's that point where maybe nil, and then that first coach makes those 3 changes, and then the other coach just looks at him, but so, and then he makes the next one. So we've laid the, I don't know what they call it, laid the gauntlet or whatever. There's something that they say that we have made the first move, and Sundowns, I don't know when they are boarding their flights, but we still have to see what they're gonna do. So we can't get too comfortable. When I think
that's what I can say. They are not just sitting watching it Orlando Pirates doing all these things. Because it's like the Pirates, the timing of these signings. When everyone out of the blue, out of nowhere, nobody expected such signings. It's like all at the same time. And it's like, and then what's what now, So I think with the timing of us having to take advantage of the market as the Sundowns basically active, I think it really benefited us in a way.
Sure.
And Sundowns are on their way back with 400 million. They're ready to burn. That's my thing. We talk about how we made a whole lot of signings. I think we're 8 or 9 signings right now. January we must sign if you have to sign, Chief.
Yeah,
the big club does that. The big club
That's right.
Hey, Mr. Coach, you are very hard man to please, né?
Ke batla league KP.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you, coach.
So, Buffett, I mean, you get those, I think the phenomena in football these days, Pep Guardiola, he only uses a certain amount of players per season. He doesn't use too many players. He doesn't need a big squad and whatever. In a football sense, because that's the prepared topics. You know, the Bucs chat live. No, but it's a chat much. Where are you guys in terms of that big squad versus small squad? Having a certain group of players in order for them to gel and whatever. Because I feel like there's been a split in the industry. There's been those coaches that move into I'll only use a maximum of 16 players, and then there are those who want that big squad, and then you can see when they play the cups, they rest, and then when they play whatever they think is important, they play all the important ones. Where do you guys stand on that? I'll ask you, Mac, first.
As far as, can you repeat the question? Okay,
then
I missed it.
I'd fade. No, there's this in the coaching industry or in the football management industry. There's this divide between use a big squad and use everybody hanyane, or the Pep Guardiola method, where he wants to have only 16, 17 players so that he can instill his philosophy.
Yeah. No, I think he has to build. Okay, as in the current squad is concerned, he has to. I think I integrated the new players. Biginyana. You know, it's like he shouldn't use all of the signings all at once. They should have time to understand the culture and how we play as a club, the type of brand of football that we play. It's like he has to understand. And even though important for this preseason, I think everything happens at the right time, because got the preseason, that's where he will be having to use the smaller squad. You know what I mean? Where he has to like have Abu Ngota, Bombogazi and them, and then slowly integrating them, Bombule and them, because Bombule is senior players, he's a new signing, but he has to understand how Dintwana as a Dilo level for guidance and how we have to play. So he has to use the old players. So the squad center and slowly integrate the new players into the squad. I think he does the approach. I would love Bagaita.
Because it kind of lends to the idea you get pressure to play ban. But at the end of the day, he still needs to know who can follow my instructions.
Exactly.
So Hanyane would be like, okay, let me use my preseason 11 first half, 11 second half. And then when he starts the season, he should already have an idea of his top his 11 and plus the 5 the 5 substitutes after that. So yeah, if he does it bit by bit, he'll have a better chance, in my opinion. I like that one. Mr. Coach, Rena?
Yeah.
Hola, Mr. Coach. Is he still there? I see him. I don't hear him.
Yeah,
can you hear?
Yeah, no. He'll probably interrupt us when he does reply, if he does.
Okay.
But yeah, when I chaos, when we want to.
Hey man, in terms of that, I just hope this coach has a mindset like, if I have to make an example, comes in like the Liverpool manager that took from Klopp, like your slot.
Remember, he made no signings. He made 0 signings, by the way.
And
but
he made no signings, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. But like Kenyaka mindset is jwalo. Okay, Federer, we know where he was from. Now Coach Amarumo, what? Okay, sharp. Now you have Pirates, you're a new coach, new slate. Can you please just take the lead? Can you be an underdog and just take the lead?
With what experience, Banji?
Exactly. Like, I don't like the CV. Like I heard the CV at the last podcast that you did. It was terrible. But that's when I hate the fact that I'm gonna say this. The Rulani thing, man. You know, I was like, sure hore hai Rulani otlaba surprise a sharp as Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just hope he just goes to the board, man. Like Astadishe, manager and player from top to bottom of the league.
He must have a file on Nigasi. He must have a file on.
He has work. He has work to do, my guy. We have big expectations this season, my guy. Not just Wabon.
And but we're taking chaos. Sorry to interrupt. But now okang kaya treadmill, okang kaya all the best gymming equipment. At my weight right now doesn't mean next week I'll be ready to run a marathon.
Sure.
So I feel like there's an air of if he doesn't do well, there are going to be people who are gonna say it's unfair. I think we'll close with that one, and I'll start with Meg, and then Chaos. You'll finish it if you still have something to say. But is it not a little bit unfair? A man who's only coached probably less than 50 games in his entire career to say, hey, when I rogaile everybody win a league.
No, I mean he needed to understand that before I accept the drop off. Because it's like, he's coming to the biggest institute in South Africa, God. He's coming to the biggest institute. So I don't think he knew from the onset when Khenebamo for the contract. I think they explained it quite thoroughly. We are not here to play games. We are not here to plan. We are not here to have a 5-year plan. No ways, dog. We need to be competing with the top tier team in South Africa. We want to see our boys having to go up there because it's like, I don't think the only logical acquisition here, I personally would have loved Coach Rulani because not only he understands the culture, but he's smart. Football IQ, says blind. So for Pirates to go for him instead of Rulani, it really says
True.
Room for improvement space for improvement for you.
Warehouse for improvement.
Warehouse.
That's why I said initially, I think the parents never sabotage, but we feel everything, but we feel all the things. Like the father. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, let's see what's what.
Sure. So it is unfair. It does have that air of unfairness.
Very unfair.
Feed. I think I got your view there, Mr. Chaos. Mr. Coach, you will close the show for us. And we did say at the beginning of the show, we've basically given this man more than enough rope to hang himself. Okay, he's gone. Feed. It is what it is. I hope it doesn't return when it's too late and talk to himself. It's the weather, no? Yeah. Feed. That was the Bucs Chat Live. The last one probably of the month, Buffet too. Thank you, new signing Meg, for joining us and giving us some good Bagania points. The two Kamos, KP, Kamohelo, and Kamohelo. Hi, all of Buffet too.
Thank you, KP.
However, Buffet too in the comments. Thank you for participating. 40 votes, still 70%. We are positive we will survive without Mufuking. Buffet too. I know for everybody tuned in. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, hit the subscribe so you're notified when we do drop another video and share Namapaganiyo so we can grow the community.
Thank you.